Hello, everybody. Sean Higgs coming at you again with another college football preview look here. We'll be doing the SEC in this video. We covered the Big 10, Big 12, ACC, AAC so far here on the Sean Higgs YouTube channel. Give me a like button since you're here. Take the time, hit the like button. If you're on Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs, give me a follow. Winner Free Picks is the Primo site I'm on. Premium Picks. I do midday money. There's a midday money, 7 days a week, 12 noon Eastern. And with football here, we'll be talking football quite a bit as the calendar moves to August. As I said in my other videos, these lines are from July the 15th out of FanDuel. They may have moved at the end. We're going to go through all the teams. I'll give a little bit of what I think of each of them, schedule-wise, why I think we'll get wins, and whether I like overs or unders and stuff like that with their totals. Again, don't get on me for the numbers that could be slightly off. If you're a fan of a team in the SEC, I know people are, please leave a little input here for me. All right? I go through the magazines. I get the preview mags, right? It's portal time. Everybody's got a bunch of new guys rolling in, stuff like that. I am not wired into the message boards. Please just share. All right. I want the interaction is great. All right. Am I going to be wrong on some things? Possibly. Do I maybe misspeak and say something wrong? I'm speaking fast and I mix up something. It happens. But here we go. Again, you got Sean Higgs, Mr. Sean Higgs on the Twitter world. Give me a follow and hit the like button here. We're going to start with the best team, in my estimation here overall, the Georgia Bulldogs. What's there to say? 14-1, 15-1, 13-1, back-to-back champs. Did they get hosed out of the playoffs last year? Possibly. Plus 185 to win the conference here. You want to take a plus 185? I'm not going to say no to that. Over 10.5 minus 122. This is going to be like a little recurring theme here. I think I said it in the Big 12 video, the Big 10 video. I'm going to say it here with Georgia and Texas and Bama and these teams. With the expanded playoffs, I don't know if we're going to get like the sense of urgency for teams to go undefeated or 11-1 and stuff like that. So as much as, you roll out a 10.5 here, it's minus 122. They're at Alabama, at Texas, at Ole Miss. Arguably the three best teams along with them in the SEC here. Kirby Smart to me is not a guy who's going to say, it's all right if we, we'll play. If we win, great. They get behind. We're down 14-0 somewhere. Well, pack it up. Let's not get hurt today. It's all right. We're going to make the playoffs anyway. He does not strike me as that kind of coach at all. Like, this is a team I could think, this is tough to go undefeated here, as good as they are. You're at Bama. Should you beat Bama with a new OC, a new head coach here? He's great. Offense will be better. But you're taking out a Saban guy who's, I think people forget what a kind of defensive guy he is. That should be a win. Even at Texas, I don't want to hear about, the quarterback. I'm not a Sark guy. You finally got a little over the hump last year. I expect them to win another big game. And Ole Miss. This is Lane Kiffin. We'll talk about them in a minute or two. We get down to them. Undefeated, conference champs, SEC champs. I wouldn't say no. You want to go down? It's minus 122. We're not laying heavy juice. Some of these numbers, you got heavy juice on wins, sometimes on the unders here. I'm not just going to flat out and come in and say, let's just take Georgia. Although Georgia and Alabama, combined 62-5 here in the SEC. I mean, ridiculous. 50-4 and 49-6 the last 4 years in the ACC, these two teams, Georgia and Alabama. Clearly a step or two ahead of the rest of the crew. I think Georgia are national champs. You want to do plus 185? Sure. To me, it's, I don't know. I didn't throw it out there. It's too simple. Too simple coming here and take a favorite. The odds-on favorite, for that matter. Here comes Texas. I told you I'm not a huge Sark guy. Plus 350 to win. Again, 10.5. Here we go. Plus 144. The under. Heavy. 178. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, look how we start here. You got Michigan. Colorado State's easy. You have Michigan after that. San Antonio. Monroe. Mississippi State. A bye week. Then you got Red River. Look at this run here. Oklahoma. Georgia. I mean, no, nothing. Oklahoma and Georgia? No bye week. Georgia will be sitting there waiting for you off their bye week, I think. Bye week for Georgia. That's where we want to be? No, excuse me. That is wrong. They got Mississippi State. Might as well be a bye week. See, that's a mistake by me. They got the bye week before the Oklahoma game. At Vandy, will you be licking your chops? Have you just been destroyed? We've seen Texas not perform all that well versus Oklahoma. Then you got Georgia the next week in Georgia. I think Georgia wins that one by double digits going away. Two things are going to happen in that Oklahoma game. Texas wins. They're full of themselves. They wet the bed the next week. Oklahoma beats them. Undefeated season, although it doesn't make a difference now with the expanded playoffs. But it could be another flat spot, and they'll be like, you know what? Let Georgia beat us 37-13, whatever. Vanderbilt, cakewalk there. And then you got a bye week, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, Texas A&M. It's just one for me here. It says right here, no urgency with the losses. I think that takes away. I know people like the expanded playoffs. I don't know. Michigan could be tricky. I think they win that game. I think they win. Oklahoma is a toss-up to me. You got the Georgia game at home. See how they perform there. Florida, I'm not high on Florida. 4.5 wins. A&M to close it out. Could be surprise there. Again, the under 178 tells you all you need to know what people think, the odds makers, about this Texas. I'm going to say it's more the coaching staff than the talent. Ole Miss here, Lane Kiffin's crew. Here comes the little hype machine on these guys. So you run through their schedule. Furman, winner, 1-0. Middle Tennessee, 2-0. Wake Forest, 3-0. Georgia Southern, 4-0. Kentucky for homecoming, 5-0. South Carolina, 6-0. Then you got LSU. Should you beat LSU this year? Is LSU defense a little better? They're breaking in a new quarterback. Now you put a little star there. Home versus Oklahoma. You better take care of Oklahoma at home. 7 at Arkansas. 8. Here comes Georgia. It's a home game for you. You're home. You're home versus Georgia. At Florida. At Mississippi State. I mean, I kind of lean over here because I think they beat LSU. I think they beat Oklahoma at home. Who's the loss? Georgia? Even if you get 2 losses, you still got the wins here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? You're 11-1 with the Georgia. You could cough up somewhere else. You could have a bad game. You could lose at LSU. Somehow you go to the swamp and lose. Maybe you lay an egg somewhere else. I don't hate the over here. And this over, no, I got the juicy numbers here. Hold on a second. Let me find the juice number on the SEC here for Mississippi. Minus 115. So they think it's going to get done. I tend to agree. You got the Georgia loss, but then you should be really on your way. I think you beat LSU. I do. I mean, it's a neutral. It'll be a tough game. It's a coin flip game. We'll see how it goes. Here comes Alabama. 9.5 plus 116. You ever think you see that Alabama team? When's the last time they ever won 13 games? I mean, 11-2 back in 19. 13-0. 13-2. 11-2. 12-2. I mean, they're good, but Here comes Kalen DeBoer. Great job out in Washington. Offensive guy, but the defense here, defensive wizard. I mean, Western Kentucky, South Florida at home, at Whiskey. Now, you got a bye week before the Georgia game after that. But why do I think as much as Alabama should come in talent-wise and just beat them, that can be a little tricky game there. After Georgia, you have Vanderbilt. South Carolina should be 2 wins. At Tennessee, I think will be a little tougher. Home versus Mizzou. I'm kind of high on Mizzou. I kind of think they're going to win some games here. At LSU, Mercer, at Oklahoma, Auburn. I mean, you got some tougher games on the schedule. At Oklahoma is not a gimme. At LSU is not a gimme. Tennessee, I don't think these are gimme games. It's just a different, I don't know. I got to see the lines of these games. Again, midday money, 7 days a week. We do look at lines at night during football season, cover these games. I almost want to lean a little under here. I mean, the odds makers, smarter than all of us, they don't think they're getting to 10 wins. 1, Western Kentucky 1, 2-0 South Florida. Vandy 3-0 South Carolina 4-0. Mercer 5-0 Auburn 6-0. So you got 6 and you're at Oklahoma, at LSU, at Tennessee, the Missouri game. Say you win at home. What's that, 7 wins? You beat Wisconsin. I know Bama fans, you're going to get on me for this. I don't even have to lean anywhere in this one. This is kind of like a wait-and-see approach. Talent, definitely, they got it. In spades. One after another. Boom, boom, boom. Right? NFL guys all over the joint. But it's a big change. It's a big change coach-wise. Here comes Mizzou. I mean, 11-2 last year. They're pumped up. 23-1 to win the conference. Overs plus 146, 9.5. Under juicy 180. A&M at Bama at A&M at Alabama. Home versus Oklahoma. The schedule looks all right. Murray State win, Buffalo win, BC win, Vandy win. 4-0 bye week before A&M. A&M's got their own new guy coming in here. We just talked about Bama's guy. Elko now here, taking over in A&M. I mean, we know what he did a good job down in Duke. I mean, 8-5, 9-4 teams with Duke talent. This is a team in A&M. That's I want to say that's a loss for them. That's 4-1. Massachusetts 5-1. Auburn home for their homecoming here in Missouri. What's that? 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-1 at Alabama. Home versus Oklahoma. You should win that one. 7 at South Carolina. 8. Mississippi State's bad. 9. Arkansas 10. There's your 10 wins. There's your 10. Say you lose at Alabama. Does it get a little trickier there because you can't lose to Oklahoma next? You got a bye week before that Oklahoma game. I'm kind of high here. I got to lean over. Plus 146. I like it. I got the lean over here. I kind of like Missouri over to 9.5. LSU. Brian Kelly. Pretty good coach. 3rd year taking over the Tigers. You know, I look at their schedule, and I got it up here. 13-1 at home last 2 years. They're going to need it, right? You got A&M at home, Florida at home, South Carolina. The problem is that's it. You're on – excuse me. I'm reading these backwards like a dummy I am. Alabama at home, Oklahoma at home, Ole Miss at home. I have it right in front of me. I'm looking them down here. I don't know why. 3 toughest teams on your schedule, you got them in a place of 13-1. Tough place to play. You got Alabama, who is breaking in a new regime. You got Ole Miss, who has Lane Kiffin, who's been known to choke a game here and there. Oklahoma, coming out of the Big 12, I ain't tough enough. You know, this ain't Big 12 just running up offensive football. You got to get some guys in the mud, some defense going here. They open versus USC. I like the point. There you go. USC plus 6 in Vegas. I like it. Kickoff Classic, September 1st. I like the dog. I mean, Lane Kiffin, let's be honest, the guy knows how to run quarterbacks. Heisman, second place Heisman winner. I mean, the offense will be humming. And the LSU defense was a problem. Now you got a new quarterback. He's good. This is LSU. It's not some scrub program. But is he second round pick NFL good? I don't know. No real opinion here. I'm not going to tell you lay 170 on and under, but I could see it. I mean, again, I look at things first of a covering kind of number. So if I think USC can cover to 6, I'm thinking maybe they went outright, Nichols, South Carolina, UCLA, 3-1. South Carolina, say 4-1 because they lose at USC. Ole Miss is tough. I don't know. No strong lean on the Bayou Bengals here and Brian Kelly's squad. I think we'll see how both of these teams, USC and LSU, are. It's a good opening matchup. That's a good game. It's not no cream puff. It's not a cream puff opener. Tennessee, I'm kind of high on the Vols here, believe it or not. Like Josh Heupel, 8.5, 162. It's juicy. Under 132. I don't, they are 18-1 to win. Again, you want to kind of go down the line. I know Georgia's the easy one. Chattanooga, I think they beat NC State. Kent State, at Oklahoma. Let's go. Rubber meets the road here. Is Tennessee going to be good? Can they win versus Sooners? Arkansas should be a win. 1, 2, 3. 3-1, 4-1. Florida, 5-1. Bama at home. I'm going to give them a win there. 6-1. Kentucky, 7-1. Mississippi State, 8-1 at Georgia, 8-2. UTEP, 9-2. Vandy, 10-2. Now, that's me giving them the wins all over the joint. It's you beat it by a game, but they lose in Oklahoma. They lose to Bama. It changes the outlook a little bit here. 9 probably looks doable. As I got written on here, sweep of should be's. You should beat them. You got 8 of them. Can we beat any of the big dogs here? Can you beat some of the big dogs? Again, no, lean a little over. Not enough to put my money on. Then we got the Sooners here, 7.5. They don't think anything other than 7.5. It's minus 110, 115s all over the place. I told you I'm not a Venables guy. You heard me mention it. Big 12, not SEC. Softness. 8 SEC teams on the schedule, 76-29. Bama and Tennessee at home. Texas on a neutral for Red River. At LSU, at Ole Miss, at Mizzou. I thought these guys would be around 500 last year. They were 10-3. I think they could lose every one of these games. He had a good quarterback. He left for the nil. He left. So you got a new QB taking over here. Sophomore QBs on the road in the SEC. I'm not loving it. I'd lean under here, honestly. I'd lean under. Sorry, Sooner fans. I mean, you can't see it. Maybe you can barely see it. The red Sooner. I got the Boz signed mini helmet. I don't know. I like this team, though. A&M, 8.5. Let's go. 12-1. Now it's 10-1. I was doing a video with Lenny, and it was down to 10-1. I'll take a 10-1 here for the win the SEC. Before everybody goes crazy, as I said, I'm not going to come in and give you the odds-on favorite at plus 185. I think Georgia wins a national title. I think they're the best team. That being said, a 10-1 shot, I think it's worth a little flyer. I mentioned Elko at Duke. Now he's got A&M recruits, a team that's always in the top 5 recruiting. This guy, you saw it at Duke with people going to ACC Duke to play football. I think that the program it's a 180, right? Because we're not doing 360 as just a circle. So we just flip over to the upside down, and it's a brave new world here for them. I like it. They open versus Notre Dame. There we go. People are high on Notre Dame, not so high on A&M. It's a good barometer to see how they're going to be for the season. Do they hang close? Do they pull an upset? Do they get trucked? I don't mind a loss there. That's all right. That doesn't worry about my SEC numbers. McNeese at Florida. I think I'm not high on Florida. We'll get to them in another couple games. Bowling Green. Arkansas at home in Arlington. Okay, well, that's a win. Missouri. You're an equal to Mizzou. As much as I like Mizzou, they're 9.5 wins. You're 8.5. I don't. That's a coin flip to me. You're home. Win the game. We're winning game versus an equal. Bye week, then at Mississippi State winner. Home versus LSU again. You're home here. 12th man. You're home versus LSU. You're home versus Missouri. You're home versus Texas to end the season. So LSU at South Carolina should be a win. I think Beamer's out. He's going to get fired this year. New Mexico State at Auburn. Hey, listen, Plains could be tough. I get it. And then you close up home versus Texas. Monster rivalry. Where's the loss coming from in here to the SEC? Where's the SEC loss coming? At Texas to end the season? Florida's winnable. Arkansas, Missouri, again, you're home. You're home versus LSU. At South Carolina's going to be bad. Auburn might be a little tricky. And then you have Texas at home. You could very well be undefeated. You take Notre Dame out in game one, you might be on your way to an undefeated season by the time Texas rolls to town. Because who knows? Maybe Texas wins their game and it's – hey, we're in the playoffs. Who knows? Will they be pumped up because it's A&M? Probably. Let's be honest. Anytime Texas plays Texas, there'll be some kind of guys all juiced up to play. I don't know, man. I like this team a lot. Let's go SEC to win. I probably should have added them as the over 8.5, but just SEC here. Let's go next. Speaking of Auburn. 7.5, not 7-1/2, 7.5 plus 124 for the win. Minus 152 to the under. Year 2 of Hugh Freeze, new OC, new DC. I don't like that kind of stuff. Now, everybody got in here. We got to run it back and learn new stuff. At Georgia, at Mizzou, at Bama, home versus Oklahoma and A&M. And then you got to win everywhere else just to even get to this. Yeah. Definitely lean under. Definitely leaning under for this matchup. Or win total, I should say. I mean, you close. Let's run through. Alabama, A&M in week 1. That's great because you close at Alabama at the end of the year. But Alabama, A&M win. Cal at home, hey, you should win. I'm kind of a little, I like a little Cal. We're talking about them in the ACC. New Mexico for homecoming. Talk about scheduling a cupcake. You're 3-0. Arkansas 4-0. Oklahoma at home. You open up a 5 straight at home. You better be 4-0 facing Oklahoma. Say you're 4-1 because then you got Georgia next. No sleep for the weary. No rest for the weary, whatever it is. Now you're 4-2. A bye week, you're heading to Missouri. So your 4-0 start to turn into 4-3. At Kentucky. And again, I mean, I'm not high on Kentucky, but Stoops wins games. Is that a layup the next week? At Vanderbilt should be a win. But even now, you're what, 5-4? ULM, you should win that. Texas A&M at home? No. Then Bama? No, thank you. Bama's not taking off the last game of the regular season because it's okay. We got 2 losses. It's all right. Yeah, like they want to lose to Auburn to rest up for the playoffs. That ain't happening. Not with a first-year head coach. Nope. Gators. I'm not a fan of Billy Napier. He is 11-14. I think the hot seat is on. And it's going to start for both of these Florida guys. Him And Cristobal here, I talked about him in my ACC preview. Hot seats. These guys, they got like, what is that? The hot shoe? You set your shoe on fire and then dugout. I think one of these guys gets canned mid-year because someone's going to come out of this game with a loss. Miami's favored here in the swamp. All right, 4.5 wins. They're talented. It's Florida. I mean, Mertz. I'm not a huge Mertz guy. Look at the schedule. I mean, no favors on the schedule. Miami. I'm saying they're going to lose to Miami. Samford, you're 1-1. A&M. I think A&M beats you. You're 1-2. At Mississippi State, you're 2-2. Bye week. Central Florida. Who's going to play this like a rivalry game? And who is in the Big 12 and who had beaten big schools before? So that's not a gimme. That's not a gimme. I'll give them we'll give them a win there. We'll give them a win there. What were they? Were they 2-2? So they're 3-2 going into Tennessee. 3-3. Kentucky for homecoming. That's a dogfight. You're 500 at 3-3 here. Or 4 with that. I can't remember. 1, 2, 3. 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. We'll just say 3-3, and we'll leave Kentucky hanging for a second. Georgia 3-4 at Texas, 3-5. LSU at home, 3-6. Mississippi at home, 3-7. At Florida State, 3-8. I mean, 4 wins. You're gonna get a fifth here. They think they'll get a fifth minus 152. I'm going to take the plus 124 because if all goes sour early, that Central Florida game could be not career ender. You might get a job somewhere else, but that could be the season right there. They lose that and then go to Tennessee the next week. Give me the under here. Give me the under. I didn't get to talk about the edge of their schedule. After Kentucky homecoming, they get a bye week. Georgia, Texas, LSU, Mississippi, and Florida State combined 59-9. No bye week in there. That is 5 in a row. That's 5 losses right there. That's 5, not counting anything else early. Maybe they get there with the first part of the schedule. Maybe they beat Miami and A&M at home, and it's a good season. All of a sudden, they're 4-0 instead of 2-2. I don't think so. Miami guys on the hot seat. They got a new hot quarterback, transfer portal guy. A lot of hype there. A&M's got a new coach. The guy won on the road with Duke. These guys are a lot better at A&M. Sorry, Florida. Sorry, Gator fans. Under. Official. The Kentucky Wildcats, Mr. Stoops, back-to-back 7-win seasons. I lean over here. The schedule's, I mean, it is what it is. It's minus 122. Under is even money. You got some coin flip games on here. You got games at home you should win. You're at Mississippi, loser. At Florida. Again, they could win that game. That is a game, I think, with Florida, who I might be down hurt. Not loving it. At Tennessee, I don't like. At Texas. You got Georgia on the schedule as well. So, I mean, you got locked in Georgia. That's 1 loss. Ole Miss is 2 losses. Tennessee's 3. Texas 4. Can you take care of business every other other spots without getting a slip up? You're home. Southern Miss, South Carolina, Ohio. Vandy, that's 4. Murray State is 5. Where are the other 2 coming from? Florida, Auburn, Louisville. Can you win 2 out of 3? I'm going to lean over. Don't know if I'm going to bet the over. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to have every over in every for every team in every conference. I lean over here. I think it should get there. Stoops will get the job done. The guy's been bowling how many years? 5, 6, 7 straight years? He gets the job done. South Carolina's not getting the job done. Sorry. I think your coach is getting canned here. 5.5 is the total. Minus 124, under plus 122. Give me the under here. Schedule-wise, 7 teams in the top 25. You got 20 portal guys, new quarterback. And Beamer, step back, right? We had the Rattler year the year before was nice. 5-7. At Kentucky, we'll start with Old Dominion. There's one. I don't think you win at Kentucky. LSU home, no. Akron is 2. Ole Miss at home, no. At Alabama, no. At Oklahoma, no. Texas A&M, no. At Vandy, I'll give you the Vandy win. Mizzou, no. Wofford, that's 4. At Clemson, no. I don't think you beat Missouri at home. I don't think you beat Mississippi at home. I don't think you beat LSU at home. I got 4 wins. Where are the other 2 coming from? You're going on to beat Kentucky, who's they're 6.5. You're 5.5. So I think Kentucky wins their home game against a equal kind of team. You don't have an equal team to play at home here. I mean, I'm not counting Akron. Mississippi is a top 5 team. LSU is they're not top 5 team, but they're better than South Carolina. A&M, is A&M going to be that terrible? I don't think so. I got 4 wins for you, fellas. Under. Bet it. Forget it. Arkansas. This one here, if I am the head coach and you're bringing in an old head coach to be my OC, I'm not loving it. In fact, I'm a little worried, especially when I went 4-8 the previous year, 1-7 in conference play. Not good. Not good. This guy's supposed to recruit guys, be good at all that. Win total's 4.5. Unders juicy 142. This would be a see how they kind of play out. Like win total. I mean, we'll run through the schedule here. Pine Bluff is a win. Oklahoma State's not a win. UAB at home, win. At Auburn, no. A&M again, home. Excuse me, that's at Arlington on the neutral. I don't think you win there. I don't think you win at Tennessee. Homecoming from LSU. I don't think you win here at home versus them. Mississippi State, they're going to be bad. That's 3 wins. Ole Miss at home. I mean, it's great. You got all these good home. You got all the good teams at home, but you're not that good enough for this. Texas at home. At least you're off a bye week for Texas. Louisiana Tech, you get to win there? That's 4 wins. At Missouri, I don't think you get it. I think they lose every other game. And that's beating Mississippi State, who's at 3.5 wins on the road. I mean, that's no guarantee. Are they going to steal one from somebody here? Going on the road to beat Oklahoma State? Listen, Oklahoma State might win the Big 12. Auburn is a 7.5 win team here. You're going to go win there? You're going to beat A&M on the road, Tennessee on the road, or LSU? LSU's home here for you. It's homecoming. Are you going to be that pumped up to beat LSU? You might need it to get 5 wins. I'm going under. I probably should have put leaned under here. Give me the under with that. Here come the Bulldogs. Jeff Lebby taking over. 3rd coach of 3 years. Mike Leach passed away. Brought in his DC. Didn't work out. So you got a new little regime coming over. Schedule's not friendly. I mean, over 3.5. It's minus 184. Let's check it out. I got the question mark. Let's do it. Eastern Kentucky. That's 1. At Arizona State. Is that a win? I don't think so. I think it's a comparable kind of team, and you're going on the road. Toledo at home, sure. Florida at home, we'll put a little question mark next to that. At Texas, no. At Georgia, no. Here we go again, Texas A&M. I'm saying no. Home versus Arkansas. Question mark for that one because they're a 4.5 win team as well. There's your 3rd win. You got UMass on the schedule. At Tennessee, no. Home versus Missouri, no. At Ole Miss to close it out, no. So we have 3 wins, and we got 2 questionable ones. Perhaps a 4.5 win projected Florida team and a 4.5 win projected Arkansas team. Can they get one of those? It's a coin flip. You got to win 1 and 2. That is why it's minus 184. For me, we'll stay away. We'll stay away from this one. I miss Dante Jones and Eric Dampier, old Mississippi State basketball back in '96. Remember that crew? Their Final Four crew back in the day. And Vanderbilt. It's just shocking that they still roll out a football team. 3-9, 0-9, 2-10, 5-7, 2-10. Clark Lee, what are we doing here? Oh, you import the New Mexico State staff. And listen, I like Jerry Kill as head coach. Is he like a mentor kind of thing to you here? Right? You're bringing his offensive coordinator. You're bringing the quarterback from there. This is New Mexico. It's not like you're bringing in something out of the Mountain West and it's the Boise crew or something, or Fresno. It's Vandy. Now, Pavia had a good year here for New Mexico State. But again, we ready to roll here in the SEC with a New Mexico State offense, quarterback, and a consultant, analyst, guru kind of guy? I'm going to like Virginia Tech here to open the season. Can I pull up a line on this right now? What is this line here? Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt. Double digits? 13. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Alcorn. You beat Alcorn? At Georgia State, do you win that one? We'll give them a win there. We'll give them a win. Well, we're going to have to give them a win against Ball State as well. That's their 3 wins. Mizzou, Alabama, at Kentucky, home Texas, at Auburn, South Carolina home, at LSU, at Tennessee. Those are the 3 wins. Alcorn, Georgia State, and Ball State. Minus 200, though. For Vandy alums, I guess you could jump into that. No thank you from me. A&M 10 to 1 to win the SEC. I'm going to do a long shot. I'm not going to just take the Texas or Georgia. I think Georgia wins the national championship. I think they're the best team. Best coach. That's for me. But for the show, 10 to 1, let's go. Florida under 4.5, South Carolina under, and I didn't even put the 5.5 in there. Woe is me. Under 5.5 plus 122. There you go. Now we did some leans. I appreciate the comments. Please put them there. Even if you disagree, if you think I'm a total moron. Hey, I just used the Lindy's, Anthelon, Phil Steele. I get who's where, who transferred where, what kind of starters we're going to have. And then I just kind of go off my own numbers, how I think teams are going to be. Remember the books? I see the juiciness. It's like baseball, right? You see the -3, 280 fave with a big stud pitcher on the hill. It's expected. Here's the same thing. They dive in a lot more analytically than you, the fan, and why some things are juiced to -150 for a win. Hey, we don't want to move off to a 5. We'll keep it here. Go for it. Please, fans of the team, if you want to leave a comment, let me know. You're more in depth than me for individual teams. I'm a better game to game, week to week. Ebbs and flows. You can check me out on Midday Money. It's 7 days a week. It's here on the Sean Higgs channel. Winner Free Picks. It's on their YouTube channel as well. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. If you want to give me a follow, maybe pick up some new followers. Come say hello. Good luck to you and your teams. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.